Hi friends, welcome back to my channel Testing Mini Bytes. I am your friend Amudan Shaktivel, and today we will see another interesting topic about WebDriver Manager. Right, so this will help us to manage our browser and driver for our framework. Okay, so I haven't touched this topic for quite a while because I need to cover something very specific about it. So maybe I thought I will cover it now. Okay, so before getting into today's video, we'll have a small overview about the Java documentation that we prepared last time. Okay, so I have just created a sample. Maybe I have added Java docs command for only two classes because time is not my friend there. So what I have done is offline I have created all the Java documentation comments, and I also created a robust Java documentation at the end. So I'll have a quick overview at that, and I'll also have pushed my code since many of you were asking in the comment section. Please share us the GitHub repo by pushing the code. I have also done that because I thought we have almost completed a basic framework. Okay guys, I haven't integrated with Docker, ELK, or any Java 8 concepts, but still it's a very basic framework that can gives you a good feature to run your test in local, at least, yeah, with all the parallel browsing feature and other stuff. And again, if you are watching this video without watching any of these videos before, so I request you to watch the previous section so that you can understand what I'm speaking here. Good. And uh, and main agenda for today's topic is what is the current problem. We will first understand, like always, what is the current problem. Okay, because without any problem, we simply don't use different maven dependency, right? So we will understand what is the problem. That's very important before solving anything. So we need to know what is the problem, and then how we can resolve that, and how this WebDriver Manager can help us in that case. And we'll also need to understand one small intricacies in WebDriver Manager, how the WebDriver Manager internally manages the driver and browser resolutions, right? There is something called as GTL, called as time to live. I will also speak about that in detail in a few minutes. And we'll also see how we can invoke browser using WebDriver Manager, and how we can handle proxies. If you're using WebDriver Manager in your Office machines, obviously you will be behind proxies, right? So behind corporate proxies, most of the time most people complains that the WebDriver Manager doesn't work in Office machines. This is because you are behind proxy, right? So we will see how we can handle those issues. Okay, and at the end we'll also do changes. We'll also implement this WebDriver Manager into the framework, right? So without wasting much time, let me quickly go through the overview about the Java documentation. Guys, I have written commands about for all the classes and methods that are all necessary. And if you notice, this is how the final documentation looks, right? It's pretty neat. This is the own documentation for our Selenium automation framework that we created from scratch. Okay, if you notice, the package commands itself is telling what this package is all about. Okay, without a Java documentation, it is really hard for someone to imagine what's inside this. Okay, maybe the name can tell, at least give them an idea, but a description is always a better. And having all of the commands in one Java documentation, is a really good practice, guys. Please do that. If you haven't watched the previous video, please watch that. Prepare your own Java documentation. Suppose I want to get inside how the driver is. Suppose I am interested in this package contains classes related to WebDriver initialization and management. Okay, I'm interested in this. Let me go inside. Okay, it has two things. Okay, driver class is responsible for invoking and closing the process. Okay, maybe it has some methods about it. Okay, I'm interested to know how they have created. Again, guys, I have given the link in this particular thing. This is just for my use case. Okay, you can right click and click on open and look link in new tab. It will take you to my YouTube channel. Good. And if you notice, it's also having all the details that we entered in our comments, Java documentation comments. It's clearly telling the description that we are entering in the comment section. It's also marking private constructor to avoid external instantiation. Everything looks good. Okay, so we are getting some good details about what is this particular class is all about. Okay, so if you also go back and then use WebDriver Manager, okay, it also telling what is the method it has, everything. Okay, right, this is all the methods: get driver, set driver, unload, what is the use of this unload particular method, everything. Okay, so you can also have a look at it, in terms of, you can directly go and see what is this explicit wait factory is all about. Okay, you can go and directly check this. Okay, I want to see what is this property file usage exception, how this hierarchy is there. Okay, so the property file usage exception is the custom exception that we have created. It actually extends our framework exception. which actually extends the runtime exception class of Java. So this is how the whole hierarchy is all about. So it's now very clear and understandable just from a Java documentation, right? Obviously we spent just 30 minutes to create this Java docs, and it's really reaping us a lot of benefits now. Okay, good guys, so I'll leave it to you. So and at the end I'll also mention my GitHub repository. So if you notice, github.com/Amazon Saktivel is my GitHub repo, and this is the particular repository that I have created now. You can go and check. I have just updated all the things. Okay, you can go and pull this code, do all the things. Again, I haven't added my readme file. If anyone is interested, please do the update the readme file and send me a PR. I will merge it in so that it can also serve the community, because I don't get much time in creating it. Maybe if time permits, I'll create on my own. If you are interested, please do that. I'll encourage that. I really appreciate it. And at the end, I also have other frameworks that if you are interested, you can also go and check. This is another Selenium automation framework that I have. That's but whatever that we have created now, it's much mature, right? So this is some immature framework that I developed a year back. Yeah, still you can go and explore mobile automation framework, REST assured framework. If you're interested in SOAP UI framework, you can also go and pull my repo, and you can also watch yourself, add yourself as a watcher, so that you'll get notification, right? Good. Now let's get back to the business and understand what is the need for this WebDriver manager. Good. Now I know I'm not directly gonna work into the framework. I have created a sample, WebDriver manager package in our practice project, which we normally do. And this is a basic code that we have written to invoke a browser, right? This is how my Chrome driver is located in this process. I'm setting the property and I'm invoking the driver. This is the normal process, right? There is no difference, but there is some problem with this approach. Okay, this code will absolutely work fine in my machine. It is not guaranteed that it will work in my colleague's machine, because my colleague's machine may be another Windows machine, but it can have, my laptop is having 86 the Chrome version, but my colleagues can have 87 or 88. Okay, so in their machine, the Chrome driver whatever I have in this particular location will not work. So I have my Chrome driver here, this might not work because each Chrome version has its own Chrome driver version. Okay, so if he has to use the same thing in his machine, it will not work. So he has to update the Chrome driver. He has to manually go download the Chrome driver for 88 version, and then he needs to update it. Imagine that you are pushing this code to your client. Okay, will your client do this? Again, you are shipping the whole project in terms of the jar or Docker image and stuff. So something like that. Okay, so it there is no guarantee that it will work in client machine. Imagine your one of your client client or your colleague is using Mac. Okay, so obviously Mac has a different Chrome driver. Okay, executable itself is different. Okay, if you go to this Chrome driver downloads, right? So if you want to download a Chrome driver 86 for your Mac, okay, the driver is different for Mac or Linux. If your another colleague is using Linux, it will not work in their machine. So what you have to do, you have to find the what is the machine at the runtime. Okay, something like you need to find what is the OS. Okay, we are running the test at the runtime. To do that, you can write some code like this. Okay, you can find it using system.getProperty os.name. This will give you what is the OS. Okay, what is this particular machine OS. Okay, suppose this particular OS is Windows 10, it will return me Windows 10 or Windows 8 or whatever the Windows version it is. And most importantly, if you are using Mac, so it may give you something like Mac and other stuff. If you're using Linux, it can give you Linux or Unix or something like that. So what you have to do, you have to do the comparison on your own, and then you have to set a different properties. So executable, you need to download the executable, put it here, and then you also need to change the path, and then you need to apply some if conditions to make that work. This is really time consuming process. But even when you do this, okay, there is again a possibility, okay, that your browser version can update. Okay, each company definitely has its own browser control. Okay, they will not give the browser control to the user. Okay, each organization has its own policy. Okay, so they will update, they will check some security vulnerabilities before letting the users to use the latest version. So obviously the Chrome driver update is not in your control. So it what what is the best way to do this? Okay, that's what we're going to see. Again guys, if you're not interested in using system.getProperty os.name and then do an if condition, you can also directly use something from Apache utils. Okay, system utils dot, again it has a lot of checks. Okay, if you want to find what is the Java version this particular program is running, then also you can find this. Okay, so there is a lot of thing, but there is something called as is windows. Okay, some is windows, is OS Windows. Okay, if I do this condition itself enough, I don't have to find os.name and then do a if condition. So directly I can use something like this if you're using Apache commands. Again, this is again not a good approach. That's why we are going to for WebDriver Manager. Again guys, the reason the WebDriver Manager is quite famous is because they are continuously improving. So I'm inside their GitHub repository, and if you notice, they are constantly updating. So even 5 days ago they are updating their code. Okay, 4 days ago they are updating the code. So it's constantly evolving. They are keep, there are so many contributors, they got some supporters. You can go through the official documentation. This is really really cool. Whatever that I have explained, they are also mentioned here. Okay, you can also have a look at it. So what it helps us, it helps us to resolve two things. Okay, there are two problems that we have. One is there are different operating system, and so there are two problems that we have. Okay, let's first understand the problem. First problem is different ways. That's the first problem. And second problem is different browser version need, needs different driver versions. So this is the problem. So to solve this problem, this Boni Garcia guy has come up with a utility or a Maven dependency that you can download and then add it to your framework. Okay. So what I have done, if I open my pom.xml, you can directly use a WebDriver Manager Maven dependency download, and you can just get this particular dependency from there. Maven repo. Okay. So this is very easy, right? So just add this and download all the. It will download all the jar files needed, and now instead of writing a big code like this. Okay, if you have to work, again this writing big code is not a problem. Again, this will not work if the browser is getting updated. So this is not a good practice to use this. Then what we can do, we're going to use WebDriver Manager to resolve this problem. Okay, so instead of writing this big line, okay, what WebDriver Manager does, it's telling type WebDriver Manager. Okay, WebDriver Manager is a class. It has a lot of methods. Okay, if you notice, Chrome driver is a method. I want to launch Chrome, then I can use Chrome driver method. If you want to launch Chromium or Edge, you can use something like that. And also it has a get instance method where you can also pass a enumeration. You can also do that as well. So you can do WebDriver dot Chrome driver dot setup. This is a simple code. So what it does, whenever you are typing this, okay, it'll try to find what is the OS. Okay, first it will try to find what is the OS based upon some internal operation it does. Okay, we are not interested in that for now. Okay, so it try to find what is the different OS. Okay, based on the OS, and based on it also try to find what is the browser version you have. Based on the browser version, it also tries to pull all the Chrome driver from the GitHub repos. Okay, it maintains the internal path where it has to go and download the Chrome driver, where it has to go and download the Gecko driver and everything. It also has a mirror repository. Suppose it's trying to go. Okay, normally what it will do, it will go and try to find it in this particular repository. Okay, if this repository is not available, there is a mirror repository where it will go and find. Okay, you can get all those details here. Okay, it will be mentioned here. Okay, you can also have a look at it. Okay, when you get time. Good. So obviously one way or another it's gonna find all these things. Okay, you don't have to do all these things, it will find it for you, and you just need to mention this particular line and this. Once you does this, maybe the first time you'll get a delay. Okay, it may take some time to open the browser for you, because it will do the all the calculation. It will pull the browser version and driver version and everything, and obviously at the end it has launched me the Chrome, which is now in your screen. Good. Now let's understand what where it is storing this. Okay, the next time I am trying to run this, it will not take much time because it has a cache. Okay, so if you go into the C users, your username, there is a folder. There will be a folder now. Okay, dot cache. In this folder, there will be a folder called Selenium. Okay, it has Chrome driver. It has three Chrome driver executable, and then if you and then this resolution properties. This is a property file that it uses to have a resolution. Okay, between your browser and driver. So now if you notice, I have it has mentioned something here. Okay, Chrome version, it has found my Chrome version is 86, and it also telling Chrome TTL. TTL is time to live, guys. I will explain what is time to live, but consider this is the time it takes. Next time it, so it is 1 hour. Basically what is happens, this is 1 hour. Okay, 1 hour or 60 minutes or 3600 seconds, whatever. So, okay, so last, suppose the time is 9:36 now. Okay, it found a browser version as 86. So until 10:36, 3600 second, it will not again go and try to find what is the Chrome browser version in your machine. So this is the default timeout. After 1 hour, if you are trying to run this, okay, then again it will check what is the browser version. Otherwise it will not do the check. Within 1 hour, if your Chrome browser is getting updated to 87, your code will not work for 1 hour. That's the truth. Okay, that's what called as time to live. This particular Chrome value that it found is time to live. It will be, you know cached till 12 to 12 to 00 2201. So until this time, this will be in place. Okay, good. Now for the Chrome 86. Okay, so this is the Chrome driver version that it found. This will be valid for 1 day, guys. Okay, so this will be valid for 1 day, till 1 day. Okay, another, suppose the time is 9:37 of 22nd Jan, till 23rd 1 9:37, it will not try to find the values. What I am showing here is different because I have ran it just some time back. So, okay, so this particular version is is showing a different value, and Chrome driver is showing different value because it has last found at 2210, 2201 2020. So next 1 day it will not try to update this value. Okay, that's a good thing. The same way I ran Firefox, the Firefox value is still the old because I haven't run the Firefox now. Okay, good, guys. So just to understand, if you are still using WebDriver Manager and your thing is not working, this is because you are resolving the resolution cache is still waiting. Okay, it will not work until this cache expires. This time to live expires. To manually expire it, again there is a method, I think, called as uh, cache resolution, clear cache resolution, something. Okay, clear resolution cache. If you call this, it will be cleared, and this time this will generate a new resolution cache. Suppose I will try like this. Okay, now let's try to run this now. Okay, the values here, I think you guys are aware what is the values here. Okay, now it will again find it and again update it. Okay, now this time it has opened me the Chrome, and this time I'll again try to open the. Okay, so this time it has just updated me this. So this is the value that I fetched from now. Okay, so if you notice, it's again finding the Chrome version as 86. Till next 1 hour it not updated. And one more thing, this Chrome driver version is also 86, and it will not update till 1 day, 23 1 2001 21, and one day. So this is the thing, guys. This is the resolution cache. If you want to if you're having some issue with your Chrome and Chrome driver, or your other driver versions when using WebDriver Manager, call this particular method clear resolution cache. Okay, this will be really helpful. Okay, don't call it every time. Just call it only once if there is some problem. Okay, otherwise don't call it. Good. So now it is done, everything we have learned a lot about it. Now let's try to use it in our framework. Okay, again, in the same way, you can also launch this multiple ways. Okay, it's not only uh, suppose I have this and I have some get instance method where you can pass a driver manager type enum. Okay, this is an enum. So driver manager type dot chrome, chromium, edge, Firefox, whatever the value you want. So you can do this, and then you can again call a setup method. Good. They all, you can also go and explore in their class how they have written the code. This I normally do. If you notice, this code is almost similar to what we have. Okay, so we will learn. Suppose if I go to my particular src main Java, and if I go to mm, explicit wait factory, we have something like this. Okay, Okay, I think I haven't covered it yet. Yeah, I'll come back to that. Okay, maybe we have explained all about this in our enums. Okay, if you go here, okay, this is the driver manager type class. Okay, so if you notice these things we have already learned, these are all enums, right? These are all enums, these are all the variables, this is the constructor. Okay, this is the two string method they have. Okay, we have learned about this. I will also leave the link in the description if you want to learn about it again. Yeah, I will do that. Okay, you can also go and explore more about it, but it's always a good practice to go and explore what's available there. Okay, so now I will close everything. Okay, I'll close the practice project. But I just need the pom.xml. Okay, maybe I'll update the project. Okay, so copy the dependency from this project and paste it here. Again, guys, if you find the video a little slow, please change the playback settings to 1.5 or 2. Okay, now I'm saving it. Let's wait for the project to build. Okay, and in the meantime, I am opening the driver Java. So this is where we are using, right? Let me comment out these codes. Okay, these are all Java docs code. If you notice, I have marked it as a to do implementation. Okay, I have to do this, so now I'm going to do it. So I am removing it. Okay, I'm removing all the comments here, and let's maximize for better view. Now we are doing all this comparison, right? Instead of maintaining the Chrome driver path and everything, I'm just simply going to do WebDriverManager dot Chrome driver dot setup. Again, guys, you can force some version. Okay, if you are not sure about what is the version, if you want to force this guy to use some version, you can use browser version and pass the browser version. Or if you want to give some driver version, some you want to force something, then you can do all these things. Otherwise, WebDriver Manager where will internally find all these details and invoke the browser for you. Okay, so now if it is Chrome, I'm invoking Chrome, and if it is Firefox, I want to invoke Firefox, right? So instead of this, okay, I'll just call Firefox driver. Okay, that's it. So everything is now solved. So our code looks much clean and it's very neat. Okay, I'll also push this code to the GitHub, guys. Please pull the code. Leave out your comments in the comment section if you have anything else that I need to cover. But make sure you are watching from the next session, because Docker, all the Elasticsearch, Kibana, all of the interesting stuffs are coming from the next video, guys. So stay tuned. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe. If you like the channel, share it with your friends. Okay, leave your feedback in the comments or send me an email. Okay, I really appreciate your feedback, guys. Thanks a lot for listening to me again. I will see you in another great video. Thank you all. Tada. Bye bye.